The history of Varna is written not merely in stone and parchment, but in waves. Long before kingdoms rose and fell upon the Balkan Peninsula, before emperors argued over borders and generals marched armies across Europe, the sea was already washing gently upon the shores of the Great Bay where Varna stands today. If you enjoy stunning drone views paired with unforgettable history, make sure to like, subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss an adventure with Horizon History. Let's take flight. The Black Sea, sometimes calm as polished glass and sometimes as fierce as an angry monarch, has been the city's constant companion for thousands of years. It has fed its people, enriched its merchants, challenged its sailors, and carried stories from distant lands to its harbor. Varna is often called the maritime capital of Bulgaria, but its roots reach far deeper than modern ports and seaside promenades. The area around the city possesses one of the oldest continuously inhabited histories in Europe. Indeed, some archaeologists would argue that it is among the most remarkable locations on the continent. Long before the Thracians, Greeks, Romans or Bulgarians arrived, prehistoric peoples settled near the shores of Varna Bay. In the 20th century, archaeologists uncovered what would become one of the world's most astonishing discoveries, the Varna necropolis. Within its ancient graves lay treasures of worked gold dating back more than 6,000 years. This gold is considered among the oldest processed gold ever discovered anywhere on Earth. The discovery shocked scholars. While many civilizations of the ancient world were still in their infancy, craftsmen near Varna were already creating exquisite ornaments, ceremonial objects and jewelry. One cannot help but smile at the thought that while modern people often worry about fashion trends, the residents of prehistoric Varna were adorning themselves with gold before Stonehenge had even been built. The Thracians later occupied the region, establishing settlements and trading routes. They were skilled horsemen and farmers who understood the value of the fertile lands surrounding the bay. The sea provided fish, while inland routes connected the coast with the vast interior of Thrace. The Greeks arrived during the 6th century BC and found Odessos, the ancient predecessor of a modern Varna. Unlike some colonies established on empty shores, Odessos emerged alongside existing Thracian communities, creating a blend of cultures that would characterize the city throughout much of its history. Odessos prospered as a trading center. Merchant ships arrived laden with wine, olive oil, pottery and luxury goods from across the Mediterranean. In return, grain, timber, livestock and local products flowed outward. The harbor became a place where languages mixed as freely as sea breezes. Ancient Greek writers often praise successful merchants, though one suspects they spoke less fondly of customs officials. Human nature, after all, changed remarkably little across the centuries. The city later fell under the influence of Macedon and subsequently the Roman Empire. Like many settlements fortunate enough to attract Roman attention, Odessos benefited from improved roads, trade opportunities and administrative stability. Roman engineers built public structures, baths and infrastructure that helped transform the city into an important regional center. Yet even Rome could not escape time. As the Western Empire collapsed and the Eastern Roman or Byzantine Empire endured, Varna remained strategically important. Armies marched through the region and emperors recognized the value of controlling this gateway to the Black Sea. One of the most famous events associated with the city occurred in 1444. During the late medieval period, the Battle of Varna brought together a coalition of Christian forces led by the young Polish-Hungarian King Władysław III against the armies of the Ottoman Sultan Murad II. The battle ended in disaster for the crusading army. According to historical accounts, the young king launched a bold cavalry charge directly toward the Ottoman center. It was brave, dramatic and catastrophically unsuccessful. He was killed in the fighting and the Christian forces were defeated. Historians have debated the decision for centuries. Armchair generals, who always appear after battles have ended, continue to insist they would have done better. By that time, however, Varna had already experienced centuries of Bulgarian influence. Following the establishment of the First Bulgarian Empire in the 7th century, the city became part of the evolving political and cultural landscape of medieval Bulgaria. During various periods, it passed between Bulgarian and Byzantine control, reflecting the shifting fortunes of powerful neighbors. The arrival of Ottoman rule transformed the city once again. For several centuries, Varna remained an important port within the Ottoman Empire. Bulgarians, Greeks, Turks, Armenians, Jews, and other communities lived and worked there. Ships entered the harbor carrying goods from across the Black Sea world. Travelers described a bustling port where merchants bargained energetically and where taverns echoed with stories from distant shores. Anyone who has watched sailors exchanging tales knows that the distance traveled often increases slightly with each retelling. The 19th century brought profound changes. As the Bulgarian national revival spread throughout the Bulgarian lands, Varna became an important center of education, commerce, and cultural development. Schools opened, newspapers circulated, and national consciousness grew stronger. The Crimean War of the 1850s unexpectedly placed Varna at the center of international events. British, French, and Ottoman forces used the city as a military base. Thousands of foreign soldiers passed through its streets. For local residents, it must have been a remarkable spectacle, uniforms from across Europe mingling in markets and taverns beside the Black Sea. Following the liberation of Bulgaria in 1878, Varna entered a period of extraordinary growth. Rail connections linked the city with the interior, encouraging trade and industrial development. The harbor expanded, businesses flourished, and elegant public buildings appeared throughout the city. At the end of the 19th century, Varna also became a fashionable seaside destination. Visitors discovered the benefits of sea bathing, fresh air, and coastal relaxation. Wealthy families from Bulgaria and abroad arrived during summer months, establishing a tradition that continues today. One amusing fact is that early beach etiquette could be surprisingly strict. Bathing costumes often covered far more of the body than modern swimwear, and social conventions dictated proper behavior at the seaside. The 20th century brought both triumphs and hardships. The Balkan Wars, 2 world wars, economic upheavals, and political transformations affected the city deeply, yet Varna continued to grow under socialist rule. After 1944, industrial development accelerated. Shipbuilding, manufacturing, and maritime industries expanded significantly. The port became one of Bulgaria's principal economic gateways, connecting the country with international markets. At the same time, Varna strengthened its reputation as a cultural center. The city became famous for its theaters, museums, music festivals, and educational institutions. The sea garden, stretching gracefully along the coast, evolved into one of Bulgaria's most beloved public spaces. Generations of residents have walked beneath its trees, watched sunsets over the Black Sea, and contemplated life's mysteries while pretending to be out for simple exercise. Today, Varna stands as one of Bulgaria's most important cities. Its modern skyline, busy port, universities, and tourist attractions coexist with layers of history reaching back thousands of years. Visitors may admire Roman baths, medieval relics, 19th century architecture, and modern developments all within the same day. Few cities offer such a remarkable journey through time. Yet perhaps the true character of Varna cannot be found solely in museums or monuments. It lives in the rhythm of the harbor, in the cries of gulls circling above fishing boats, in the scent of salt carried inland by the wind. It lives in the memory of ancient goldsmiths, Greek merchants, Roman engineers, medieval warriors, Ottoman traders, Bulgarian revivalists, and modern citizens who have each added a chapter to the city's story. As evening settles over Varna Bay and the sea reflects the last light of the setting sun, one understands why people have chosen this place for more than 6 millennia. Empires have vanished, borders have shifted, and rulers have come and gone. But Varna remains, a city of sea and memory, where the past is never far from the shore and every wave seems to whisper another fragment of history. Thanks for flying with Horizon History. If you enjoyed the journey, those sweeping drone views and the stories woven beneath them, be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment telling us where you'd like to explore next. Your support keeps us in the sky and the history coming. Until next time, keep your eyes on the horizon.